protesters are following this crowd, taking shortcuts as they go. I'm going to stop here for a moment, and you can see them hopping over barriers, just going in and out of cars. We have a few bikes that have taken side streets from where we were before. And Burnside, you can see them going down the hill here.
All right, if we have a possibility, while Amber is talking here, if maybe we can show an aerial shot of talking about here, as you can see. Put yourself in the place of a driver here who is driving down the freeway, probably have no idea that this protest is going on. If you're trying to make your way just through the Portland area, going from place to place, and then all of a sudden you find all this massive humanities, people holding signs, people shouting, people revving their engines, people with bicycles, as you saw, and it's just a huge mess as they close down the freeway once again. This is something that police really did not want to happen. They wanted to stop them from trying to shut down the major freeways through downtown Portland. They said they were more than happy to let them walk around through city streets as long as there wasn't anybody hurt or anybody being assaulted or anything like that, any major vandalism. They were okay with that. They wanted to try to dissuade them, if at all possible, from blocking any of the major freeways. And as you can see, look at the backup on the traffic already. It doesn't take long to get that huge of a backup if you're blocking the freeways. Looks as though they're trying to keep moving, though, and it looks as though they're moving off to another part of the area there. Amber, back on the ground there. Amber, tell us what's the latest from your vantage point.
Well, at this point, thank you. I'm having some trouble getting over the barrier. Here, the only way we could get around, trying to speak to some of the drivers, but they seem a little frustrated. At this point, you can see we're going I-5 south towards Salem here.
Yeah, so it looks like you're on I-84, kind of headed back toward downtown. Is that where you are right now? Kind of I-84 westbound? Yeah. So people who drive that area know what that's like. That is a very, very busy area. If you're heading down, trying to get down south, you kind of hang out on the left side. If you want to go to north to Seattle, you hang on the right lane there on I-84. So it appears that they are really close to I-5 now as well. If you keep going straight ahead, that's where you're going to wind up. And they are cheering and yelling, and look at the cars cut right there in the middle. No doubt many of them inconvenienced, but perhaps many finding some sympathies with the protesters as well. We've heard, other areas of town where they were honking and giving protesters a thumbs up kind of thing. Obviously, that is not the way a lot of the people in the cars feel who are being inconvenienced and unable to get where they're going anytime fast. Amber?
If you guys can hear me, you can see the overpass of Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard. We have some people have gotten out of their cars here on my left. Omar, if you want to swing the camera around, you can see they're at peace with this rally. A lot of people, you can see, are at peace with this rally. Not really inconvenienced by it. We are still moving towards back downtown. Kind of made a ring around here. And you can hear them chanting a number of things. Now my president is one of them that you will be hearing throughout the night. You heard it all day and you heard it last night as well. A few dangerous things I've observed being out here is people scaling the side of the highway and even climbing up to the tier to take a video. And those people had masks on too, so those are a separate group, one of the many groups that have come out here to join this protest. And we're not sure if there is a real destination at this point.
Just incredibly loud, the chanting out there that Amber is right in the middle of. You can just hear the noise and still the energy. Amber said a lot of these people started today at about 4 in the afternoon, and they are continuing to march now. Here we are well past 8 o'clock, getting close to 9 o'clock in the evening, and they are still marching, kind of doing a big loop around downtown Portland. Kind of started at Pioneer Courthouse Square around 5 o'clock, was where the protests kind of took off from, and they've been kind of making their way to southeast Portland and back around to the north side, and then back to the other side in downtown area once again. What was that, Corey? Okay, go ahead, Amber. Oh, Brian, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Amber, this is Brian McMillan. Amber and I were out on the streets last night. Amber, how is it different than it was last night?
Brian, for obvious reasons, more people. You and I were walking the streets last night, and we were doing the Facebook Live, and that was about 500 people, I think, would you say? About 500 people? And yeah, tonight easily over 4,000 people. And I think last night a big difference is that it was through downtown Portland and it was very late. There wasn't a lot of traffic. Lights weren't on. Yes, some people screaming out their windows. They were trying to sleep. They felt inconvenienced. But tonight, a little past rush hour, and it's really the matter of safety at this point. And with police doing that hands-off approach, just hoping these protesters, you know, do the right thing and they stay safe as well. Just trying to get the message out there. So I think those are a few of the differences that we're seeing today. And I think the number of organizations, too, we've seen Don't Shoot PDX. We've seen a few of the anarchy groups, as I mentioned. We saw a Spanish group come out with a flag as well, the anti-Trump protesters, and a few people who are pro-Trump come out with their signs. And those, they have had a few fights here and there. Again, those have not escalated. So again, those are some of the differences we're seeing tonight from last night's protest.
Yeah, and obviously, if somebody is trying to get home or trying to get back from somewhere, you know, the east side of town, and they were going to take I-84 either to east or to the west, it's going to be a while for anybody to get home because that freeway through the downtown area is just completely blocked right now. Again, as best as I can figure, they're still on I-84 kind of making the move toward I-5. You can see downtown right there in the distance across the river. They're still on this side of the river, on the east side of the river, but they are still on the move. These throngs of protesters, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 people is what we've been told by people on the scene there. Again, the strategy of Portland Police tonight was just to let them march. Amber, it looks as though you guys are still on the move.
We are still on the move, and I heard you say you could see the skyline here of downtown Portland. We are heading that way, doing another loop. Haven't heard of a destination at this point. They are still moving as long as they have the energy. I heard one of the interviews I did before, she said as long as she has the energy and this group of protesters have the energy, they're going to keep walking. They are chanting at Donald Trump in the background, so we're trying to move away from that right now. Again, one of the things they're chanting tonight, and we heard last night as well, not our president. That's a big one we've heard. And one thing I haven't seen, which I neglected to mention, Brian, if you could hear me, is I haven't seen a sit-in. They haven't done their moment of silence, which they normally do. They did a 4-minute silence last night. We have not seen that yet. We haven't really seen a major stop. We've seen a few pit stops here and there, and you can see, take a look at this. They are crossing traffic, crossing the freeway right down there. Wow, and look at that. And that is a few of them that are going over there. And they are blocking traffic that way as well. It's coming in the other direction.
Okay, so that looks like that would be I-5 then, that they are starting to close as well. So now I-84 and I-5 appear to be about to close or close as we speak. We're going to continue to track this story. We're not going anywhere. We're going to take a quick break, but we'll be right back. We'll give you the latest after we return.
You're watching the 8 o'clock news.